Please take a seat. The April 9th, 2019 special meeting of the Hawthorne City Council is called to order with all members present. Mr. Clerk, please read the guidelines for oral communications.
Pursuant to Government Code Section 54954.3, the public shall directly address the legislative body concerning items that have been described in the notice of special meeting.
Okay, anybody want to speak on this item? Would anybody like to speak? Okay, if not, I'll declare oral communications closed so ordered. Item number 4, discussion action item report from the League of California Cities Conference. Mayor Pro Tem?
Thank you, Mayor. I am Vice President of the Revenue and Taxation Policy Committee of the League of California Cities. On March 28th, I attended the regional meeting in Costa Mesa, and here are some highlights of that meeting. First of all, the League's goals for 2019 are housing and homelessness, disaster preparedness, pension sustainability, and public safety. As you know, the state is really pushing its housing objectives. There are more than 200 bills in the legislature that address housing and land use. To meet the governor's goal, it would be necessary to build 500 units of housing per year throughout the state. There are several bills where the League is taking a wait-and-see attitude. I have provided the council and the city attorney with those bills. So if you'll look on your desk, you'll see 2019 housing bills of concern. There are some that we've been proactive on, have already taken a position on. You'll notice that SB 50 and SB 330 at the bottom, we already took positions on those in opposing them. AB 1568 is the second one, and that is one that the League is opposing, and I'm going to ask the city attorney to bring back a resolution also in opposition to that. This is a measure that would withhold and divert critical transportation funds from SB 1. Now, SB 1, as you know, we are really taking advantage of that in terms of repairing our roads. SB 1 is focused on maintaining and preserving existing state and local transportation systems. Even with SB 1, the shortfall for local streets and roads still exceeds $55 billion over the next 10 years. AB 1568 threatens to withhold and redistribute desperately needed transportation funds from cities and counties because they lack private sector housing production and adequate subsidies to produce affordable housing. And so this is the threat that this this bill is the result of the threat that the governor made earlier in the year to withhold transportation money if sufficient housing was not built. So this AB 1568 breaks the promise that the legislature made to taxpayers that these funds would deliver the necessary transportation improvements for the communities of California. So I am going to ask the city attorney to bring us a resolution so that we can consider opposing AB 1568. There is some good news. AB 147, which we supported, is moving speedily through the legislature and is expected to pass. It could mean $200 million in revenue for local governments. This is the bill that implements the Wayfair law that was supported by Assembly Member Burke. And this would allow us to obtain sales tax revenue from internet providers if they have sales in the state of California over $500 million. So that's going to be good for us. And we're pretty sure it's going to pass because it doesn't seem to have any opposition, as you would think as you would suppose it would not have opposition. So they mentioned the fact that there was AB 1530 and AB 1356, which were at the time meant to give back local control over legal delivery services of cannabis. So if you recall, the state did give local entities the ability to restrict and even ban sales and deliveries of cannabis. But the regulation was passed which said that delivery could be made to any legal address in the state. And many people, many entities believed that that regulation actually violated the spirit of the law, which was intended to allow for local control. So AB 1530 and AB 1356 were meant to give back local control over legal delivery services so that the statute would once again say that, make it clear that that local control, that cities and counties had the right to make their own restrictions and even to ban deliveries. And those two bills unfortunately died today in the Business and Professions Committee in a 7-7 vote. So those bills are no longer viable. However, what is viable is that there was a lawsuit that was filed Friday, April 5th in Fresno Superior Court on behalf of 25 cities to challenge the new delivery regulation that allows marijuana to be delivered to any legal address in the state regardless of local regulations which restrict or ban it altogether. So I would like to make a directive to ask the city attorney to review the possibility of our joining that lawsuit to see if that's something that we could do, how much it would cost us if we did, whether it's feasible to do so. Could we have a legal confidential on that, please, Mr. City Attorney? There are some self-help measures that we can take, and again, this is something that we'll have to review. I'd like for the city attorney again to look at this. Can we enact an ordinance limiting the hours of operation for outside delivery services? It seems like that's something we could also do. Even though we can't stop delivery, perhaps we can limit the hours of operation for delivery. I'd like for us to investigate that possibility. I'd also like for us to investigate taxing delivery services. I believe San Francisco has an ordinance which taxes delivery services. I'd like to see if we can't stop delivery, perhaps we can make some revenue out of it. So I'd like for us to look into that as well. And that's all I have on that. Is there any discussion on any of those?
Okay. Item number 5. Do you have any other items?
I do. I'm just going to ask one. I just have one more directive.
It almost seemed like you weren't.
Oh, no, I'm finished with the report, but I'd like to also ask and this is totally separate from whatever the other report I made. I'd like to ask the city attorney to put an increase in council stipends on the agenda for consideration. Our stipends have not been increased for many years, and I'd like to see it on a par with the stipends of the city clerk and city treasurer. So can we also look into that, Mr. City Attorney? And that's all I have. Thank you.
Item number 5. Mr. City Clerk, I think you need to read this, right?
Resolution number 8065, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, adopting a list of projects for fiscal year 2019-20, funded by SB1, the Road Repair and Accountability Act of 2017, for adoption.
I move. Second. Please vote.
The vote reflects mayor and council members voting yes.
Is there anything else from staff? Anything else from the council members? If not, I declare this meeting adjourned. So ordered. Do you have something?
Yeah.
Okay. I won't.
Yeah.
I didn't hit the gavel,
Okay,
so
no, but
we're okay.
We were taught there was a report that was that we had agreed to have on the cannabis issue. That's that's still in the.
It'll be ready soon.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's
I
it.
declare the meeting closed. So ordered.